CIOFF Portugal, in this time of pandemic and difficulties days for culture, welcomes all the festivals and all ethnographic movement in the world. The world has future, the cultures and dances of the world will continue to resist and will be born stronger. Good work and good luck to everyone.
To all CIOFF sections around the world and folklore lovers. My name is Miguel Cruz and it's a pleasure to host the Portuguese representation in this 2021 CIOFF Marathon. To give you the best experience possible, we are here in the historic center of one of the oldest and most beautiful places in Portugal, the city of Viana do Castelo in the north of Portugal, being also with the company of one of the best folklore groups from this country, the Grupo Etnofolclórico RENASCER de Areosa. Historically, this beautiful city was involved in the Portuguese discoveries and later on code fishing that shows its traditional connections to the sea. Viana do Castelo, it's an impressive localization between a forest, a river and the sea, and it's rich in palaces, churches and monasteries, monumental fountains and water features, like this one in which we are, and that constitutes a wealth heritage worth visiting. Welcome to Viana do Castelo, welcome to the folklore capital of Portugal. So let's start to a presentation of these beautiful costumes you are seeing that are already a national treasure. This is the most famous costume of Portugal, with more than 100 years old and the most colorful. You will often see it representing Portugal as a whole. It is native to a number of villages around the city of Viana do Castelo in the northern province of Minho. This city lies on the Atlantic just north of the river Lima. This area has several costumes which differ according to purpose and to social class. The costume I'll be speaking of, it's called traje de festa rico or traje à lavradeira, that it's known a certified costume accomplishing the higher standards. In the rest of Portugal, it is often called the costume of Viana do Castelo or the traje à vianesa, and outside Portugal it is usually referred to as the Minho costume. There are minor differences between the various villages, and also, as you can see by the costume, it comes in a red color. The color that you are seeing, it's the red that represents the village of Areosa, which this group comes apart. This red version is usually used by younger women, especially in local parties, and was used to help in the organization of the parties and of course to be with her boyfriend, only in special occasions. These costumes were totally created by the peasants of some parishes near Viana do Castelo. They were the ones who scratched, weaved, worked and embroidered the costumes. The costumes are all decorated with embroidery made by these women of the field, and that differ from parish to parish, are used on fast days or fairs. With these embroideries we can distinguish some richer than others, depending on the social class to which they refer. The base layer is a linen shirt, camisa, which buffalo satin stitch embroidery on the front, the shoulder, up sleeves and cuffs. There is a band of smoking at the top of the sleeve as well. Today, the shirt is usually made in two pieces, forming a blouse and a narrow underskirt. A full petticoat is worn on the top of this. There is a separate bodice, colete, which is always sewn in two parts. The upper part is of the major color of the outfit, red, blue or green. At the lower part is completely black. The seal between the two is said to follow the line of a diaphragm and therefore promotes healthy breathing. The front is cut rather low and there's usually an ornament in the shape of a heart. There is usually a line of embroidery, trim or braid along the seam and varying amounts of embroidery on the bodies. An amazing variety exists from quite simple to very colorful and busy. As you can see below, the skirt or saya, it's made of heavy wool or linen. If of wool, it has a background color of either red or blue or green with narrow stripes of other colors widely spaced. You can see that there is a narrow band gathered in the waistband and then the body of the skirt is gathered into this band. This is how the skirts can be made so full. There is a wide band sew on the skirt hem. It is usually black, the hem that you can see in most of the costumes in Viana, but these particular costumes of Areosa, the hem is completely red, okay? That is represent the seashore villages like Areosa. The apron, or avental, like is said in Portuguese, it's hand-woven of thick wool. The designs are formed by pulling small loops of yarn out so that the design stands out from the background. It is double gathered in the same way as the skirts. Traditionally, the motifs were simple geometric designs or a flower that you can see in these particular two costumes. That the left one has a lot of flowers in the apron and the other one has more geometric figures. Okay. Traditionally, the motifs were simple geometric designs, but this design, especially the flower one, became part of the local tradition. A separate pocket called algibeira, it is worn with this costume. It is embroidered and is in the form of a heart. While this is a decorative, it has a practical purpose for the girl, that is carry out their keys, their wallets or whatever the girl decides to keep on it. This is a common souvenir which people often bring back from Portugal. Backless slippers with a low heel, chinelas, are worn, or like many peasants all over Europe, they often go barefoot. These may be plain or embroidered. Knit stockings are worn with the chinelas. There also exist stockings without feet that we are seeing in the next costume that I'm going to present, which may be worn when barefoot or with the slippers to keep the legs warm. Viana scarves, or os lenços de Viana, are colored. They are surrounded by large and colorful flowers highlight the four main colors: the red, the yellow, the white and the blue. Their origin is from Austria and it was brought to Viana by travelers and local dealers, especially when the boats arrive to the Viana port. Of course, the full overlaid costume is not complete without an abundance of gold jewelry in filigree. Filigree, or like it's said in Portugal, filigrana, is a manual art that requires immeasurable expertise to work the tiny strands of gold or silver that are entwined and welded to compose each piece. Portuguese filigree is recognized worldwide by its quality. The young woman from Viana do Castelo had the ambition to own a necklace full of Viana's bead, like said in Viana, conta. At the time, with the money they raised from selling eggs and chicken. Use your first conta to remember the great achievements that are conquered with the small victories. Portuguese jewelry has a strong religious inspiration, and the heart of Viana is no exception. This design, which is currently used as a symbol of the city of Viana do Castelo, arose in Portugal with the cut of the Sacred Heart of Jesus at the end of the 18th century. The cornucopias on the top of the heart are a stylization of the flames that spring from this sacred symbol. The heart of Viana, Coração de Viana, soon became an icon and an emotion heritage of Portugal and of the Portuguese art of filigree. For those who own it, the heart of Viana is a symbol of honesty and generosity. According to an old tale, a pair of earrings were offered to Queen Maria II during her visit to Viana do Castelo, and the popular mode quickly became known as the Queen earrings, or like he said in Viana, brincos à rainha. This iconic model of the Portuguese jewelry, also used as a pendant, is a favorite of the folklore groups. Wear it and it will make you feel like a queen. There is a simple version of these costumes called domingar, which was for Sundays and going to the market. The full costume is for festival. It has a skirt of plain or striped linen. The top part of the bodice may be made of woolen as well. Domingar's costumes was made with less noble materials and less elaborated decorations, being more suitable for hard work in the field. For moments of rest or to date, they added some details to show the gifts of good housewives. The older geometric designs are now mostly worn in this domingar version of the costume. Being a simple costume, one of the great differences is the socks, get called piugas. As you can see in this costume, the foot is not covered like in the rich version of the costume. Sometimes what happened was that in the rich version of the costume it was a reuse of a sock already worn by the intensive use, in which the bottom was cut to be used the remaining piece in this domingar costume. It is one of the most representative costumes from Viana do Castelo, existing in all the regions of the city, wherever they are near a forest, a river or the seashore. Here we have one fato de domingar antigo. That is a richer version than the simple one on the right. The vest is very similar to the vest used in the traje de festa rico that we see previously, and the skirt is completely black, with a red hem. This costume was recently found in a chest in Areosa, having been recovered by the groups from Areosa, being completely different from the rest and more simple fatos de domingar. The costumes that you can see here are used for the agricultural purpose and the house maintenance, such as going to the hill, like the costume that is in the middle, to go to the grass, like the costume that is on the right, and the maintenance of the house, that is the costume in the left. This costume from the middle, it's called Fato do Monte, is adapted to allow the woman to go into the hill. And it's made of a much thicker material to protect the girl from the risks of getting hurt. In this costume, the skirts to the middle of the leg alternates the brown, which dominates with black stripes. The lining, fabric bar at the bottom of the skirt, is black and without embroidery. The shirt is burlap, or thick linen, throughout the middle of the arm. Despite this being a work suit, the woman did not neglect the use of gold, wearing earrings and beaded necklace, sometimes with a butterfly. The costume fato da erva is made from a lighter and modern material and essentially was used to catch the much needed grass to feed the animals, and on low tides day it was also used to catch some seafood. The men's men's costume is straightforward. Black pants, a red belt to the strap, a black jacket and a black hat. The only unique detail is the linen shirt, which is embroidered in red cross stitch. The men costumes from Portugal and made for Autonomy, it's a very simple costume used to date or to go to a party. Like the costume that is really rich, it's the girl that uses it. The cavaquinho is a cordophone originates in the Minho region from Portugal, which spreads to several regions of Portugal and several countries, where it came to undergo some changes. Formed by a hollow and plain body, shaped like an 8, has an arm that has frets that makes it a tempered instrument composed of 4 strings. The modern configuration and design of the classic guitar were made in Spain, present today in almost all popular musical genres. Its scope is only compared to that of a piano. Over time, this instrument has undergone major evolutions and today has a wide variety of shapes and sizes, each more appropriated to an execution style, being extremely used by folk groups from Portugal. Bandolim, it's a stringed musical instrument in a pear-like shape and can have a bowing of straight back. One of the cordophone family, it has a double shaving 4 pairs of strings and is tuning in the same way as a violin. This instrument appeared in Italy and it was used by important composers like Vivaldi and Beethoven, for example, that dedicated pieces for this instrument. Concertina, it's a small accordion, polygonal box, usually hexagonal or octagon-shaped, almost square. It is an instrument of 3 reeds with bellows with keyboards. When we open the bellow by pressing a button, we get a musical note, and by closing the bellows with the same button pressed, you get a different note. Concertina is the most important instrument in Portugal's national folklore, being used by groups around the country. Hello everybody, let's go now for the dance. I'm going to teach you the main steps from Viana do Castelo, that is the step of Vira and the step of Chuva. Let's start for the step of Vira. The step of Vira is very simple. It has only three points in the 4 that you have to do. Is 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. Check this. You can start like this. You say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and 3. This is the main step, but now you have to jump in the step. You have to do like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see it again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But of course this step is for the sides. And you have to do this exactly step in this exactly timing in for the right and to the left. So you have to do like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The main result that you achieve doing these exactly steps is this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see it again. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and go. This is the Vira step. The other step that we have here in Portugal, and especially in the Minho region, it's the chuva step. This is not 3 steps, but 4 of them. And it starts like this. You go for the left, you go to the front, you go to the back, and again to the right. Do you see that? Let's see it again. You go to the left, you go to the front, you go to the back, and you go to the right. Okay? Now let's do it again, but more fast, a little bit more faster. Okay? Left, front, back, right. Front, back, right. And then so on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the chuva step. It is shown in 2 forms of dancing. The most one is in this exactly timing, that is the small step, and there is another version in the most faster way. You can do it like this. Let's do it again, okay? 1, front, back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we have another variation in which we give 2 jumps in the back foot, like this. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, jump. 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 Okay? Let's see it again. Let's start for the beginning. You go for the left, you go for the front, to the back, and to the right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's jump. And jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump. Okay? In the Minho, the folklore is danced with the arms up. Okay? And the position of the arms is very particular in the Minho region. You have to put your arms in mostly a 19-degree angle to do exactly how the groups in Portugal does it. So you have to do like this. Okay? You can start by putting your hands back in your neck. Okay? Stretching the arms for the back and gently up, go to the top, okay? And this is the arms position of the folklore, okay? So we are now going to do the chuva step. In the small step we are going to do with our arms down, and in when we jump we are going to put it on the top, okay? So let's see it again. Left, front, and right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and let's jump, arms up. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, jump, and okay. So this is the chuva step that you are going to need to the dance that we are going to teach you, okay? Let's now see all the steps that you have to do to present this dance correctly. So the first step is exactly this. The dance that you are going to perform, it's called chuva of Areosa. That is a chuva that is danced with this group in all the festivals that this group goes. So basically it starts like this. We are going to have music, okay, and that music is going to accomplish us to go to the dance in the end. Right now we are going to see it without music, okay? So the first step is this, okay? You start like this. 1, go, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay? This is the first thing that you have to do. Then we have a variation of this step in which we go to the right and which we go to the left. I'm going to exemplify how it is, and then the group is going to show you how it's done. Okay? So with your arms up, you go for the right and you say 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, okay? Let's see with all the group. We are going to start left, okay? Arms up, and let's go. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is the second mark that you're going to do to keep and to do this dance, okay? Now there are again the step of chuva that is always in the after a step like this. You have to put always the chuva step. So after this mark that you saw, you have to do the same thing that you do in the beginning. Is that like this? 1, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see both steps one after the other. Okay, we are going to go with our arms down, our arms up. Let's do the step and then we do the chuva step. Okay, arms up. Okay, let's go to the left and go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now chuva. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's just this. After this, the same step that you go left and the right, you go to the front and to the rear. Okay, exactly like this that we are going to exemplify. Okay, arms up. Let's turn into the middle. Okay, and let's go to the front and 1, turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, now all the group is going to do this after the chuva step. Okay, let's do the chuva step and 1, 2 and go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 and now arms up and go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Exactly like this. And again the chuva step. Okay, the third mark of this dance, it's the quick chuva step that I show you in the beginning. Okay, that is, as you can remember, we first do this. Okay, and then we give a small jump. Okay, with the arms up. We are going to do exactly this in the third mark of the chuva step. Okay, what is going to happen is some of the members of the group are going to the left and other ones are going to the right, and we are going to do 2 straight lines to the camera. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, when I do 3, we do the third mark. Okay, arms up and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the third mark, and after this we keep going with the chuva step, and then we have the final mark. The final mark is a variation of the chuva step, but turning around your body to the left and to the right. I'm going to exemplify how it is. Arms up, I'm going to turn into the left, so I'm going to do like this. I'm going to go to the left and 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, mark. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? It's just this. All the group is going to do this to the left. Okay? So arms up and 1, 2 and go. 1, 2, 3, mark. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? This is all the marks that you have to do in the chuva dance. Now we are going to add some music for you to see how this is going to work in the final stage. Okay? So let's make and let's show you how to dance the dancer that we showed you previously, that it's called chuva de Areosa.
Por uma linha e o mano vai se encosto. Dei beijo numas estrelas, o velho quer ao teu rosto. Dei beijo numas estrelas, o velho quer ao teu rosto. O anel que tu me deste, não o dei a infantil. O anel que tu me deste, não o dei nem o feitiço. Deitei-o da ponta abaixo, também te deitava a ti. Deitei-o da porque abaixo não me entreguei, estava a ti.
Okay, we reached the end of our presentation in this 2021 CIOFF Marathon. I hope you enjoyed and stay in the mood to visit Portugal and the city of Viana do Castelo. Practice the steps we teach today and come dance with us at one of the biggest festivals in Portugal that celebrates the patron saint of our city, the Romaria de Nossa Senhora de Agonia, which takes place every year on August the 20th. Thank you, CIOFF Portugal, for the invitation addressed to me, to the city of Viana do Castelo that allow us to be here, and the Grupo Etnofolclórico RENASCER de Areosa who accompanied me during this short presentation. Sure, we will meet again, either in Portugal or in one of the many CIOFF festivals that we participate in, being, of course, available to participate in your festival. Thank you very much and see you soon.